And you're very welcome back to the Agriland Pavilion here for our live stream from the National Ploughing Championships in Ratheniska. Next up here on stage, I'm joined by Pat Gilligan, and Pat is Head of Sales with FBD for the Midlands West region. Pat, you're very welcome to the Agriland Pavilion. How are you finding the ploughing so far? There's a good buzz here.
There's a great buzz, Aisling. Thank you very much for having me, first of all. It's great to be back after a couple of years' absence, so it's wonderful to be back amongst our customers and all the people. And yeah, there's a great buzz out there today, and even the weather is playing ball, so it's all good.
Just about to say, we don't have the wellies on just yet. It's great, isn't it?
No, you get around with your runners there today, no problem at all.
Yeah, long may it continue, and hopefully the forecast is wrong for midweek as well. We'll have the child of Prague out.
Might be lucky, it might just stretch out.
Yeah, now we were talking to Michael and the lads just before the last VT there about the sheep sector, and we were talking about inputs, but obviously the cost of living inflation has affected all areas, and something we wanted to speak to you about in particular is the area of underinsurance. Now we know what insurance is, but a lot of our viewers today and a lot of people here in the pavilion might not be familiar with the concept of that. What is underinsurance?
Well, underinsurance is not a new phenomenon. It's always been there, I suppose, and it's ever present in terms of property, livestock, and homes in the main part. And I suppose to go through a very simple scenario of it, it's where in the event of a claim, the insurance which you have is not enough to pay for the actual value of reinstating your home or your building. Underinsurance only comes into play where the valuation on the property which is insured is not enough. So an example being, if I take a very simple in farm analogy, if I take a cubicle house or a milking parlour worth 100,000 and the rebuild cost to put that parlour back up is 100,000. But in the event of a claim and it being a total loss, a fire, and it's wiped out and has to be completely rebuilt, on the farmer's insurance policy, it's only insured for 50,000. It's deemed to be in underinsurance, and that's a 50% underinsurance. So in that event, it should be valued at 100. It's down for 50,000. The claim will be reduced by 50% on any claim there. So it doesn't.
Not only have you a destroyed building, you have a big bill as well.
Yeah, and in that event, insurance policies are there to help put you back into business again. They're a protection. And we in FBD and all insurance companies strive to make sure that when we take on what is largely a promise, you buy a policy off me today, I promise to pay for your building in the event of certain perils, to put it back up into the working format that it was before. And when that's done and we paid the claim completely and the customer is back up and running and he's happy or she's happy, then we're happy. Nobody wants to be dealing with a situation whereby a building has been underinsured by that amount.
Yeah, and the advice though is for farmers out there to have a look at their policy and to review at the moment.
Very much so, and we would always recommend review your policy at least annually, and to engage with us, engage with our people, or engage with your current insurer to make sure that your values are in line. I suppose the big change at the moment, Aisling, is the rate of inflation on rebuild costs has really skyrocketed. And there was a recent report from the SCSI showing that homes, the rebuild cost of homes has increased by about a fifth, 21% in 2021.
That's if you can get somebody to do it.
Correct. And that doesn't include this year's inflation. So it actually is probably more than that at the moment. So it's really a situation whereby take down the policy, see what you're insured for, and see how does that stack up. And I would also stress, it's not in a farmer's situation, we sell a total policy that covers all their needs. But there's the valuation of the home house, which is often forgot about. The farmers are trying to make sure the shed is okay and the milking parlour is okay, and the house gets a little bit of a side glance, not all the time, but a lot of the time. The value of that, the rebuild cost of that needs to be looked at, your buildings, but also your livestock. Livestock have increased in value in the last number of years. Your dairy herd, your beef herd, your sheep, or whatever else, they've also increased. And the same rules apply there in terms of underinsurance on those areas.
Pat, I'm hearing you. It makes sense, but my premium's going to go up.
True.
Yeah.
But it's about value for money. And when you buy, the day you pay for your insurance policy, As I said earlier, it is a promise. It's a promise when something goes wrong, we will pay out for the damage that's caused to put you back to where you were originally. There is nothing as bad or as bad value as where the policy doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It's not a huge increase. It's not going to cost you a massive amount to bring the values up to the correct amount. But at least you know that in that unfortunate event, and there's more than just the building burning down, that has all sorts of impacts on a family, on a farm business, and on people individually. At least if you can turn around and say, I'm fully insured, I know my insurance company is going to pay out what it takes to put it back up the way it was. That pain is taken away from that situation, and that's a good value policy at that stage.
Underinsurance is one thing, I suppose. Weather events, we've benign enough weather conditions. There hasn't been, thankfully, any major events that have led to damage, but that's obviously a consideration as well.
It really is, and we're here today in fabulous weather and very benign conditions, and it's been a very good summer, and we've had quite benign winters in the last while. But the weather, and we know climate change is an ever-present thing at the moment, but we still get our weather cycles anyway. On law of averages, we're probably due a storm or a freeze or something like that, and those have the added impact of causing a lot more damage in a very short space of time. So we're in a very good window here in terms of time to review and time to look at that and make sure you're adequately protected between now and before the real bad weather comes in.
So what is FBD doing with farmers to, I suppose, encourage them to look at the documents and look at the fine print? I think we're all a bit guilty of not really looking at the terms and conditions, aren't we?
Certainly, and you can understand that, and nowadays there's a lot of information goes out to the policy holder. We've done recently, we've kicked off a new campaign to highlight the underinsurance issue and to highlight the need to review their valuations. And we're writing to all our customers, raising that awareness with them and urging them to contact us. Not to wait until their renewal comes up, but to contact us before that. And we will help our customers to go through, we will guide them. We have a number of options. You can call into our branches, 34 across the country. We have people who will call to your premises and look at the premises with you and look and give you guidance in terms of that. You can contact us on the phone in the branches or in a call centre in Mullingar. We've briefed all our people and we're keeping very much on top of what the rebuild costs are, and we've excellent knowledgeable people right across our network to help you and guide you through this and to help you through the whole situation.
What you're mentioning there is people, and I think that's important because I think a lot of the time now the automation, people get very frustrated that they can't talk to a human being. Is that something you still pride yourself on in FBD, that there is that human touch, that when somebody is in crisis or does need to have a kind of a forensic look at their policy, that there is a human being there?
Absolutely. I even myself, dealing my own dealings, I love to get somebody to answer the phone on the other end and handle the query as quickly as possible. Or even just if they can't, I know somebody's dealing with it. We very much pride the face-to-face contact with our customers. As I said, we have a number of branches in some counties, but a branch in every county. We're not far from you. Call in, talk to us. We will always try and help you in a friendly and efficient manner. And if that doesn't suit you, we'll get to you on the phone and talk to you there. But having said that, a lot of our customers and growing part of our customers like to deal digitally, and our website has also been recently updated with a new page in terms of guidance for you to help you to get a handle on where the rebuild costs and around insurance. And there's a page on our website there to help with that as well.
And is it important that, I suppose, a company like FBD has that farming knowledge, that they know what their clients are talking about, that they have an empathy and an understanding of the business of farming?
Yeah, farming's a very unique business, and I myself come from a farming background and involved in farming, and I think nobody understands farming better than people who come from that background. It's very unique, it's a fantastic industry. You just have to look around here today to see what it means to Ireland Inc. in the overall, But it certainly helps when you're dealing with farmers to understand where they're coming from, to understand the seasonality of their business, to understand the ups and downs that are going through at that period in time. And we in FBD, we're the farm gene is in us completely. We came from farmers. We were originally, organised and built by farmers. And farm business is our core, and we continue to try and evolve along with our farm customers, and we will continue to do that into the future.
And I'm sure you'll be looking forward to meeting them here in Ratheniska over the next few days.
Absolutely. We have tea and coffee down there in the stand right opposite the MPA headquarters. Please drop in, please say hello to us. We'd be delighted to see you. And we look forward to seeing you today and tomorrow and Thursday.
Fantastic. Well, Pat Gilligan, who is Head of Sales with FBD for the Midlands and for the West Region, thank you so much for joining us, and maybe time to have a look at the insurance policy and check out if you're underinsured, as Pat said. Well, that brings an end to our live stream this afternoon here at the Agriland Pavilion from the National Ploughing Championships in Ratheniska in County Laois. But don't worry, we're back again with you tomorrow from midday. I hope you will join us then. We've got some great guests for you to meet, and we'll also be going back out onto the field again to bring you a flavour of the action here at the National Ploughing Championships.